just behind you. Everything else comes too fast. Memories are all inside you, and you never make them back. I can feel that you're in through the world that you not make sense. You can feel what I mean now that you're here. Just know there's nothing to fear along the way. There's nothing I could say, nothing I could say. But I say, you can wipe the years you're hiding. I say, you can kill that fear you're holding. There is one thing that is true, the only one that can get through. There is one thing that is true, just gotta make it last forever. Wonder why I can't feel relief with the being blind or dumb. Find something to believe in and I never give it up. I can feel that you're in through the world that you not make sense. You can feel what I mean now that you're here. There's nothing to fear along the way. There's nothing I could say, nothing I could say. But I say, you can wipe the years you're hiding. I say, you can kill that fear you're holding. There is one thing that is true, the only one that can get through. There is one thing that is true, you just gotta make it last forever, ever, ever. It will never last forever, ever, ever. You just gotta live forever. If and when I close my eyes, if and when I fall asleep, it's the same in the end. Time is running out. If and when I close my eyes, if and when I close my eyes, there's nothing to fear along the way. There's nothing I could say, nothing I could say. But I say, you can wipe the years you're hiding. I say, you just gotta make it last forever, forever. You can wipe the years you're hiding. I say, you can kill that fear you're holding. There is one thing that is true, the only one that can get through. There is one thing that is true, you just gotta make it last forever.
CM Punk coming back to AEW. Edge jumping shift from WWE to AEW. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to lose the tag team titles before we get to Clash of Champions. That's a lot of questions everyone is asking in the IWC, and we're going to do our best to see what we could think about that. We got all that, a fallout, a prediction, and a little lanyard for you coming on this live edition of the Worldly Podcast. Let's go.
So what does it mean to be a raging Cajun? Southwest Louisiana, wreck your face, man. Still don't get it in, I'ma let you know. All you gotta do is come and join the show.
Hello, everyone. We are the highest tier pod of your weekly unfiltered wrestling and entertainment. Welcome to the Worldly Podcast, brought to you by Dubby and 80s Tees, part of Driving to the Top Productions, where the road don't stop. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We are on YouTube and Twitch as well. 2/3 of the Host League trio is here today. I'm Marcus. You can find me on Twitter at MarcusLee337. That is Dylan right beside me. What's going on and where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter at Dylan Abear _ I'm doing just fine, Marcus, and sucks Jordan couldn't be here tonight. He still dealing with his gallbladder issues, but good news, he is getting it out on Tuesday. So after Tuesday, Jordan should be returning to the show fully ready to go. Every audio, every live stream. So Jordan, we know you're watching. We can't wait until you're better and fully ready to go with us.
Yeah, get well, Jordan. We'll see you again next week, and we got an exciting one. Of course, I'm getting ready to watch Stanley Cup playoffs later tonight. I've been keeping up with the NBA playoffs. What's up, Tim King? Be sure to check out the Tim King Show on YouTube. And, of course, our honorary member of the World League Podcast, Justin, joining us. What's up? Happy 420 to all the potheads that listen to our show. Be sure you smoke a fat one for me today. Will Gray, of course, from Botch Spots and Chair Shots. What's up? I guess you could say I'm excited. I'm a little worried. We blew game 1 against the Jets the other day, and I'm worried to see what's going to happen tonight. Plus, I'm staying up to watch game 3 of the Kings and the Warriors to see if Golden State blows another one. But I'll start this one real quick. The one that everyone's been wanting to talk about because they heard on a podcast, Jordan joining us in conversation. Hell yeah. At least he's with us in spirit, people. But it was told on a podcast, he's been baked all day. Hey, you deserve it. You deserve it. So anyhow, he popped up on a podcast and said that he would like to return to AEW sometime soon. And we got a couple of Easter eggs going down the road because, first off, AEW is going to return to Chicago on June 21st. People think that's the night he's going to come back. So it has happened once in Chicago. Let's see if it happens again. But if he comes back, is he going to get that big reaction like he did when he made his return in 2021? Plus, the fantasy match everybody wants, Kenny Omega versus CM Punk. I mean, it sounds good on paper, but I mean, should we get it? Do we need it? And they want it so bad. They want to do it on AEW's biggest stage coming up in August. That tickets haven't even went on sale yet for All In. And so far, over 45,000 people subscribe for a pre-order when tickets go on sale. So they're looking to try and sell it out. And they really want to do Punk versus Omega. And Tony Khan gives the fans what they want. I could maybe see him doing it. I don't know. But give me your take on this rumor that CM Punk is potentially coming back to AEW and could return June 21st.
So I feel like whenever CM Punk was there, he brought a lot of ratings to AEW, and he did. You know, whether you like CM Punk, whether you don't like him, he brought ratings. And since he's been gone since All Out, after technically called Brawl Out with the Elite, Ace Steel, involved biting, and one of the Young Bucks getting knocked out, and it was a whole thing. It resulted in CM Punk vacating the AEW Championship, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega vacating their newly won trios championships. Now, the thing I'm hearing right now with CM Punk isn't necessarily a matchup with Kenny Omega, but I'm hearing somewhat of a brand split with AEW, which it could really benefit being with how big the roster is. And it would be a show, I believe, going to Saturdays. I know a Saturday spot is open for any wrestling show to happen, but I know it would interfere a lot with WWE pay-per-views. And they're on Saturdays most of the times. And even an AEW show, if it's a pay-per-view, sometimes they're on Saturdays. So I think that would be a big mix-up. Now, this is simply dirt sheets that are reporting this. I know we're not always going to be trusting them all the time with reports that come out, but I know it's going to be called the AEW Collision, I believe it's called, and it would result in CM Punk and Chris Jericho being the first feud if CM Punk does return to AEW. Now, I'm all for a CM Punk return to AEW. I'm not a big fan of the guy, but he brings ratings, and AEW desperately needs ratings right now because I've been watching Dynamite every week. It's not anything to get crazy over. So I think they need it. And I would be for a Kenny Omega CM Punk matchup, but I don't even think the Elite want to work with him. And there's been reports that CM Punk's gaslighting AEW. The title of this episode, gaslighting, and is that he's showing no wrong in the situation with the Elite. He's basically saying he did nothing wrong, the Elite did it all, and is trying to help his return to AEW. And for one, I don't agree with that, because he had the whole post media scrum. He said all that stuff about Colt Cabana, about the EVPs, and he did it all in front of Tony Khan. And for Tony Khan not to say nothing, I think that was a horrible move by an owner. An owner has to step in and has to say something if he's going too far. And that night he went too far. So I'm not sure what happened backstage. I wasn't there. Most of the locker room wasn't there. So only a few people can really go on and say what really happened to people who were actually there. And I know Brandon Cutler had said something how he agreed that CM Punk was gaslighting AEW. He deleted the tweet, but of course, a lot of people saved their receipts, and the tweet is still out there. Not on his Twitter page. He deleted it, but it's still there. People took screenshots and whatnot. So there's a lot of sense that the Elite and CM Punk are still not on good terms. So if he does return to AEW, I don't see the Elite in any sense, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, I don't see anybody working with CM Punk simply because it seems like a lot of egos are getting in the way. And I just don't feel like that they're going to work together. So CM Punk coming back could be a good thing, but it can also result in a lot of chaos and a lot of shit going on with the company, and a lot of people said that the locker room has gotten better since CM Punk has been gone. So bringing him back, I don't know if it's a good decision, but it's just a wait and see.
I don't know about this in AEW Collision. Do you think they need another show? I mean, they already have too many fucking shows. Why don't you just move Rampage to Saturdays? Let Dynamite and Rampage be the Raw and SmackDown of AEW. If they're doing this brand split like WWE's done in the past, put half your guys on Dynamite, put your other half on Rampage, and whatever else you don't have, send them to Ring of Honor. I don't think they need another damn show that I most likely will not watch. They had their full roster last night. It did 830K in the ratings. That's what Punk has. I mean, it could cause chaos. We've always said that Punk is a cancer. And if he comes back, I feel like for a short time, people will be happy about it. Then after a month, everyone's going to be like, I'm fucking fed up with this guy and his beliefs and his rights and what he wants and everything. Like, they're just going to get tired of him and just shit on him again like they did last summer when he took the title off of Mox. We last saw him in Chicago, and he's supposedly making his return in Chicago, another Chicago return. I'll be tuning in and seeing June 21st. If the show kicks off with him coming back, or if it's in the middle of the show or after the show, I'll be tuning in too and seeing.
Yeah, to sum it up, I would welcome back a CM Punk return. Do I think he's an excellent person? That's 50-50. But is he a good wrestler for his age? Yes. I really think CM Punk still has a lot left in the tank, and I believe him coming back to AEW will bring good numbers and bring even better ratings than what they already have. Dynamite's not completely bad. And there's times where they don't really work their full roster. And there's so many people on that roster that they sign, they hype up, and then you don't hear from them. I remember when Action Andretti, beats Chris Jericho, and they made a big thing out of it, and now you don't see him whatsoever. It's just the roster is too big. I really think they could benefit from a brand split and actually have a live show. Rampage is not always live. It's just full of matches that no one wants to watch. And if you eliminate Rampage on Fridays and you bring in a show on Saturdays, I really think it could benefit that roster. It can give everyone a chance to shine. So I'm not totally against another show, but I think you get rid of Rampage because Rampage is really doing nothing. But for people that attend Dynamite, I know they have Ring of Honor tapings now that airs on Thursdays, and then you have Dynamite, and then you have Rampage. People are tired. It's nice to see a lot of wrestling, but after a while, man, people get tired. So I'm all for Ring of Honor tapings and Dynamite, and then you're done. And then Saturday would be a live show as well.
Do they even still do Dark and Dark Elevation?
I mean, the show is still a thing. I know they air it on the show on the day the YouTube show actually plays, but I'm not sure when they still tape it. I haven't been to an AEW show in a while. I know they do Ring of Honor now. I know whenever Tim went over there,
what happened?
it was
What
Ring of Honor
happened
segment.
what happened with being in Orlando? I guess that didn't escalate too quickly. Now they're like doing the tapings after a Rampage. They had
Mhm.
BCC, Elite, Four Pillars, and All Great Women. Cole, what is he talking about? The little show they do after, or
I know he was talking about last night's Dynamite. It featured all of these people,
Dynamite?
and they put on great ratings. They showcased who they had to, and something for the Four Pillars I don't agree with. I think it should have been a 4-way match at Double or Nothing. I don't think they should
I
have had this whole
watched
tournament with
I watched
MJF.
half of Dynamite last night. I turned it off after 8 o'clock because I had to go on driving to the top to talk baseball with Adam and all of them. So the last thing I remember was you blew up my phone bitching about the TNT title getting changed to Wardlow again, and then I messaged
Don't
you.
even
I'm
bring
like,
that
what
up.
happened? What happened with Adam Cole and Jericho? Are we getting a match at Double or Nothing? And you were like, no, they just talked and Britt came out and she got jumped by the Outcasts. So I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
I'm really
Dynamite
hoping
must
they're
have.
not going to merge them.
So now Sammy Guevara's best friends with MJF. Something tells me they're probably going to end up fighting at Double or Nothing. They're going to try and make Sammy a fucking babyface, and I'm not in for this. I rather Sammy a heel. I rather him a heel than a babyface. And this is where it's going, because something tells me they're going to fuck Darby unless they make it a 3-way. But then you'd have to add Jungle Boy. Just do a fucking 4-way. I don't want to. Or if you have to do one-on-one, I'd rather Jungle Boy and MJF one-on-one. No disrespect to Darby. And now you got me on the fuck Sammy Guevara train. And when I used to love him, and he's a cool. We were Snapchat friends one time, and now I'm talking shit on him, and I'm also jealousy because he's married the hottest Brazilian in the world.
Yeah, so that's two things about Dynamite I would have changed last night. I would have made it a 4-way at Double or Nothing, no tournament, and I wouldn't have took the title off of Hobbs. They're turning the TNT title into the 24/7 championship, and it's pathetic.
Someone came up with another name for the TNT title, and I laughed hysterically. I wish I remembered, but no. But I have been cut. Like, I don't even watch Being the Elite anymore. I don't even watch Sammy's vlog anymore. I cut a bunch of shit. I only listen to AEW Unrestricted if it's someone I like. I didn't even listen to today's episode because I don't really give it two shits about the guests they had this week. I don't know. I've been cutting down a lot on shit. Like, I'm debating if I want to cut down on Locked On. Because lately the only one I've been listening to right now is Astros. I'm not listening to Locked On Pelicans because fuck the Pelicans right now. They pissed me off. Luke blowing that fucking play-in game, and then I ain't really listening to the Saints because I hear more from it from you than fucking them.
Dude, it's fucking depressing watching the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs and not have a team in it. Like, it sucks to be a Pelicans fan and a fucking Blackhawks fan right now because the Blackhawks haven't seen the playoffs.
Yeah. Ever since Corey Crawford left, y'all had a major fucking downfall. Like, y'all won y'all's last Stanley Cup in 2015, and then y'all went like 7 consecutive shitty seasons.
Yeah, we traded Patrick Kane to the Rangers. He's in the playoffs, and
that was a big mistake too. Yeah,
and then we announced that Jonathan Toews is not coming back to the Blackhawks either, which that's our captain. And man, this team is on a downward spiral. So I'm not sure when they're going to see the playoffs again. But it sucks watching the playoffs for both sports and not have a team in it. It takes all the fun out of it.
It's sad that I can't even fucking name a fucking Vegas player right now. It's just one of those teams like, I've always wanted to follow a team that since day one and since they formed in 2016, I was like, okay, I'm gonna say I've been with this team since day one. And then, all my family in Tennessee is like, why don't you be a Preds fan? And then they gave me Preds gear, and then even Battle encouraged me. I'm like, I'll be a part-timer for the Preds, but they didn't make the playoffs. I can't even really name a player on that team either. So it's like, I just watch that for the love of the game and the cities and the colors and shit. Like, Vegas got basically Saints colors. Smashville got Michigan colors, even though or whatnot. But I've been enjoying. I've been enjoying some of those hockey games, but I've been enjoying the NBA playoffs. Like they damn near had some chaos going on in the Sixers Nets game just now before we went live, and it was only the first period. But I'm dying to see tonight.
Yeah.
Let's see if De'Aaron Fox and the Kings can take down Golden State once again. That don't have Draymond Green playing because his bitch ass is suspended a game because he want to shit
Yeah,
talk
I
the
saw that.
fans.
Mm-hmm.
If I may, before we move on, Golden State has to at least win 3 to make a point to prove that they can win. If they lose again, it's over. They're going to get swept. And I kind of want it to happen. I kind of want to see a new team. All right, I'm handing it off to you. Give me one of your 3 topics we can discuss nowadays.
So I'm going to stick with the AEW topic, and then whenever I pop this guy's picture up, if you're not on the internet, then you're going to find this a little confusing. But the IWC, the also glorious IWC, has a strong belief that whenever Edge's contract runs out with WWE, that he's going to jump ship to AEW and finish out his career over there, simply, I guess, because Christian's there. And whenever we did our live stream a few weeks ago, whenever Christian took the Disney World casket ride to when it dropped all the way down, and we thought his AEW contract was out right there, and we saw him last night after Wardlow won the title back. We saw Christian come out, so that kind of gives me a sense that he's not going anywhere. So maybe one day, somewhere down the line, when the contract is up, that Edge will suddenly appear in AEW, which I'm not fully against it. Now, my only question is, will he be able to bring the Edge name with him to AEW? Because I can't see him as anything else other than Edge.
May I? Please, may I?
Go
First off, no. I don't see it happening. It would be pointless. And then it would just bury other talent. And no offense to Adam Copeland, but I can't see fucking oh man. Yeah, I'm in a blank right there. I cannot see the announce team. Ugh. I can't see Excalibur say one of the 4. I can understand him saying, "Oh my God, it's Adam Copeland." I can't hear him say either of these 3 names. "Oh my God, it's Adam Impact." "Oh my God, it's Damon Stryker." Or worst of all, "Oh my God, it's Sexton Hardcastle."
Oof. Damn.
No, Edge, stay retired. You're in the Hall of Fame. This is why I hate the fucking Hall of Fame now. Like, I don't need to repeat myself. You know what I'm going to say. I think you should be completely retired and can't wrestle or even walk if you want to be in the Hall of Fame. You can't just be in and then go back and wrestle. Same thing with Rey Mysterio now. If he's still wrestling, I don't even know why he's in it. It's fucking pointless. And Edge, I'm sorry, but after August, I expect you to stay home with Beth. I don't want to see you on my TV anymore unless if you're like making a surprise appearance on the panel for like WrestleMania or Royal Rumble or something. I don't want to see you in the ring after August. I don't want to see you go against Judgment Day, anything like that. You did your time. I enjoyed you being the Rated R Superstar and being a tag team with Christian or tag team with Randy Orton or tag teaming with Hogan. That was a one-night thing or a one-night stand or a one-hit wonder. Edge needs to go. I'm sorry. He's getting old. This is so tough because Edge is a WWE lifer. That would be nuts, but Edge and Christian's getting of age. I mean, the Hardys are too, but I don't even know what to expect at All In. And I don't believe they're going to do an All Out 2 weeks after All In. That would be pointless. But I'll let you continue on about Edge.
So for one, does the WWE own the Edge name? Because I know that certain wrestlers own their own names, like CM Punk, for one. I mean, he hasn't been really anywhere else to really know if they own it or not. I'm not one that knows my way around the paperwork to see like, oh, this person owns this name or the company owns this name. So if he goes to another company like AEW, he has to bring the Edge name with him because everyone is going to know him by Edge. There's no other way around it. He can't use an old name or his own real name. There's not a chance. People are going to call him Edge, and it's not even close. So I'm going to fully agree with Tim in the comments. Seeing that 4-way tag match at All In would be fantastic. It would be a nice way to have Edge and Christian and the Hardys again, but then you bring FTR and the Young Bucks in there as well. I think that would be a candidate for match of the night, and it's not even like a real thing yet. So I'm all for it, but I'm not even sure when his contract expires. So I'm doing all this talking. I don't even know when it expires.
You got to be careful when you see stuff about superstars' contracts are going to expire this time or that time, and then that's going to have people thinking, oh my God, AEW is going to sign these guys. And I'm going to give you a few prime examples. Edge is in the best shape of the old four. All Out will be here. Why? Why do we need two? That's just more money to burn out of our ass. Like, would you want to spend $120 buying one pay-per-view 1 week and 2 weeks later you buy another one? Edge. I was going to say Edge Copeland. Edge Copeland sounds like a cold cut, but
it's gonna be Edge. It's gonna be Edge something. It's gonna be Edge something, just like Christian Cage. I mean, he was Christian Cage in like Impact and all that, but yeah, he's gonna be Edge something.
And Edge Copeland. I'm gonna say Edge Copeland.
I can't get with that. I just can't do it. It has to be Edge. Just Edge for me.
I don't know. Y'all made me in a train of thought. I forgot what I was about to say whenever we were interrupted with the awesome comments. What was I even talking about?
I don't fucking know.
I don't fucking know either. Shit. God damn it. I guess we can move on until it comes back in my head. But there was a pay-per-view this past Saturday. Unfortunately, I didn't watch, but I'll try and catch the next one because it's one of their biggest ones. But Impact Wrestling did Rebellion this past Sunday in Toronto. See, they kind of hop around. They'll do pay-per-views on Saturdays at point, or even Fridays. FTR trained Edge for his return. Okay. See,
that's true. Yeah.
Impact's last pay-per-view was on a Friday. And that's what they've been doing lately. Sometimes they're known for doing Saturday pay-per-views. Occasionally they've done Sundays, but lately they've been doing Fridays. But this one was on a Sunday. They did Rebellion in Toronto, Canada, and they're going back to Toronto for one of their Impact Plus events, Emergence, which is like sometime in August. But this was just a quick recap of the card, and I've seen a couple of highlights on Instagram and Twitter. But Crazy Steve defeated Sheldon John in a dark match. On the pre-show, we had Champagne Singh and Shara defeating Heath and Rhino. The Coven, Kylan King and Taylor Wilde defeated the Death Dolls to retain the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. On the main card, I'm gonna assume ABC means Ace Bullet Club, because I know Ace Austin is in the Bullet Club right now, but Ace Austin and Chris Bay defeated the Motor City Machine Guns in an Ultimate X match to retain the Impact World Tag Team Championships. And not Bagley. Will, I told you they got the Impact tag titles, not the IWGP tag titles. Dirty Dango, Joe Henry, and Santino Marella, the former WWE talent, defeated the former NXT talent, The Design, Diener, Angels, Callahan, and Khan in a 4-on-3 handicap match. And Sami Callahan turned on The Design, so just grow your hair back, dude. You look like shit as a bald man. PCO defeated Eddie Edwards in a Last Rites match. What's a Last Rites match? I feel like I've heard that name before. Trey Miguel defeated Jonathan Gresham and Mike Bailey in a 3-way elimination match to retain the X Division Championship. I heard that was a very good match. Team Dreamer, Tommy Dreamer, Bhupinder Gujar, I think I said his name right, Frankie Kazarian, Killer Kelly, and Yuya Yamura defeated Team Bully, Bully Ray, Brian Myers, Kenny King, Masha Slamovich, and Moose in a 10-wrestler hardcore war, and it was brutal. Bully and Tommy Dreamer made it ECW style. What's up? Adam in the building. Steve Macklin defeated Kushida to win the vacant Impact World Championship. And for the second consecutive pay-per-view, the women closed out Impact. Deonna Purrazzo defeated Jordan Grace to win the vacant Impact Knockouts Championship. So, I know you didn't watch Rebellion, but I'm pretty sure you saw some highlights on Twitter or Instagram. Saw a couple of things, the UW Pod kind of talked a little bit about it, but do you have anything you want to add on and talk about with this pay-per-view with Impact?
The 2 championship matches, I think it was the right call both ways. I think I guess you could call it the new power couple in Impact Wrestling. Steve Macklin, Deonna Purrazzo, both winning their respective championships. I was all for either outcome to happen for both matches, but I think that Impact went the right way in doing Steve Macklin and Deonna Purrazzo. For the women's title, either Jordan Grace or Deonna was good, and the same goes with the other one. So I was all for it. I had no complaints about what I seen about the Impact show. I think Impact is doing very well. I don't watch it enough or at all whenever it does play. And I can't remember the last pay-per-view that I even ordered, which was the damn pay-per-view I watched. I remember ordering one, but I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Slammiversary, but
I didn't order Slammiversary. The last one I think I rented was Rebellion 2 years ago when Kenny Omega wrestled for the Impact World Championship. The night he won it. That was 2 years ago. That was actually the last Impact pay-per-view. I remember I bought Hard to Kill when they did the 6-man tag, the Bullet Club reunion, and then I rented the next one because I wanted to see him versus Rich Swann, and he won the Impact World title, and he was a triple champion. That's when he had all 3 belts. But I didn't want, yeah. But we'll see how Slammiversary works. I would like to start tuning into Impact. Give me a reason to watch it 5 days a week again. But like, I need a day. I feel like Thursday's my days to get on here and talk it instead of watch it. And I only watch it on Saturdays if there's a premiere live event or a pay-per-view because your boy needs a fucking break. I mean, I watch Raw every Monday night. I'm back on the NXT train. I love NXT now. I watch it every Tuesday now. I haven't loved it this much since 2018. I watch AEW Dynamite every Wednesday, the only AEW show I'm watching. For the last month, I was watching Ring of Honor, but Ring of Honor slowly turning into Dark and Dark Elevation. I just unsubscribed to the Honor Club. I'm like, I'm wasting my fucking money. I'm only just going to watch their pay-per-views instead. And then Friday, which I really need to start watching SmackDown again because it won't be long before I turn into a football coach again, and then I go another 10 to 12 weeks coaching high school football on the sideline. I have to miss SmackDown or record it on my DVR and watch it on Saturday mornings while I'm getting ready to watch college football. So I really need to get back on the train of watching SmackDown on Fridays, but I'm either at my old lady's house every Friday or I'm at a bar in a restaurant drinking my ass off watching the Astros get their ass kicked or LSU get their ass kicked on the diamond. So I need to get back into watching SmackDown. What do you think? I need some tips. I need some advice to start watching SmackDown again on Fridays.
Well, if I can shift to my next topic, then it doesn't really give a huge reason to watch because of the questionable decision that could be made involving 2 really good tag teams. So I guess I'll shift over to my next topic. And the WWE made a questionable decision by changing the King and Queen of the Ring in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia to Night of Champions, which means that every single champion is going to be defended on that show. Now, we made reference to it last week that something weird is going to happen whenever these 2 teams go to war because 2 certain guys are not going to Saudi Arabia whenever they do go for Night of Champions, and I'm talking Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn because he's of Syrian descent, and Kevin Owens does not go in support of Sami. So now on SmackDown, they're going to have a tag team championship match, and I firmly believe, it sucks to say, but I believe the Usos are going to win them back. And I think the Usos will win them back simply because of what I just said about Saudi Arabia. I'm not high on the decision. I think it should have stayed what the PLE was going to be called. I think it should have stayed King and Queen of the Ring. I wasn't too high on the name. It's too much of a mouthful. And you even made reference a few weeks ago whenever you said, "Oh, I can't see this person doing this promo and saying a King and Queen of the Ring." It didn't sound right whenever it came out of your mouth. So I guess they changed the name for a certain reason. I think they still will do a tournament somewhere in the future this year, but I don't agree with the change to Night of Champions because I think you're screwing over two guys who had a really good ending to their story with the Bloodline and winning the Undisputed Tag Team Champions from two guys who held it for such a long time that this was the only transparent picture of them two together in their current form without a title on their shoulder. So it was a tough get with this picture right here, but it was the only thing I can do. But I just don't agree with it. Like I said, these two guys have worked and worked and worked to get to where they are. Sami Zayn, he had such a fantastic story. It was, I mean, really, it could have been up for an award with the Bloodline. And then it's all going to get taken away because of horrible decision by WB. I just hate that they're doing that to them. Now, I think it'll be weird if they even win this match against the Usos. But can the Usos can they even go out of the country? Because they had to get like that one pass to even go to where were they the last time they went out of the country? They had to get some sort of like pass to even go there.
Canada.
So can they even go to Night of Champions? Yes, when they went to Canada. Yes.
They were in Montreal,
so they had to get
Elimination Chamber.
So they had to get that one pass to go, but can they go to Saudi Arabia? This is all a big fucked up situation that it just affects four guys who I don't even know if they can go. So the tag team championships aren't even going to be defended.
Here's my question: who was responsible for changing this Premier Live event? Do you blame this on Vince or do you blame this on Triple H?
I'm going to blame Vince. And, I don't want to blame Vince for everything because, Triple H is still head of creative, but I know that all final decisions do go by Vince. So I'm going to put this a little bit more on Vince than I will Triple H, but I'm not fully letting Triple H go out of this whole situation. I don't think it's a full 100% Vince thing that he made with the change of this name. It just sucks because you're screwing over four guys who could be the champion. So the Usos, I believe they still do need a pass to go out of the country. Sami Zayn can't be there. Kevin Owens will decide not to be there. This is a whole crazy situation with these tag titles. So it could be a Night of Champions PLE and both sets of tag team championships will not be defended. There's a big possibility of it.
I'm gonna make this as quick as I can because I have a lot to say about all this. Well, first off, glad they brought the old name back instead of Clash of Champions. When I hear Clash of Champions, I'm thinking champion versus champion. No, Night of Champions. Night of Champions is supposed to mean every single title is on the line, and you got a red flag on this one. First, I'm at the point saying they should have just kept King and Queen of the Ring, but then they want to say, oh, they can't do it because of the women. That's 100% bullshit because they've been letting women compete in Saudi. And your last Queen's Crown tournament you did in Saudi Arabia, and no one complained about it. They were fully covered. They should have just did it down the road. I mean, yeah, you could have did this at the end of the year. Like, there's no Premier Live event in December. After Survivor Series, you're going straight to the Royal Rumble. And I don't know if that's how they want to keep doing that. You had a chance to just drag this all the way to the end of the year. And you probably couldn't do it in June because you got Money in the Bank right at the very beginning of July, putting SummerSlam at the beginning of August. So it'd have been hard to try and fill in another pay-per-view in the summertime. I'm at the point they should have kept King and Queen of the Ring, have it in Saudi, get their goddamn blood money. Night of Champions, if you wanted to bring it back, you could have did it either in September or like they've done it in the past, or do it at the end of the year after Survivor Series. Like, you can't just go and say every title's on the line, but you won't have this on the line. Now, real quick, when is this match taking place? This Friday or in a week, 2 weeks?
That I don't know. I don't know if it's this or next week.
And I highly doubt one or two things. If they do one of these two ideas, it would be so fucking stupid. Don't do a pre-recording of this match and air it while on the Premier Live event, like Impact, like TNA has did in the past. Like a prime example, they did a pay-per-view in South Carolina 15 years ago, and they took one of the I don't know what Impact called it. I'm gonna have to pull it up, but what I'm saying is don't pre-record a match and then show the taping in between like a live pay-per-view and stuff, because that would be so stupid. And while I get the name of that matchup, another stupid thing to do is to make an interim championship. Don't do that shit either. We do not need no interim WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions. And and back to the TNA situation. When they did Against All Odds in 2008, they were not allowed to do the barbed wire massacre match in South Carolina because it was going to be too bloody and graphic. So they pre-taped that match in the Impact Zone like 2 days before the pay-per-view, and they showed it in between live taping of that pay-per-view, and it put a big downfall on TNA at that time in 2008. So that's two stupid ideas right there they shouldn't do. Don't pre-tape this match and show it in the middle and have Corey Graves make some bullshit lie like, this match is so big, we decided not to do it in Saudi. Or don't make no interim championship. Don't go down Tony Khan's path.
The match is next Friday.
Well, I think we're going to have new tag team champions, and it hurts me to say that. Unless if they are actually going to split these titles, and then they lose them to someone else down the road, and then another team wins another set of titles down the road if the Usos can't go to Saudi. They're not just going to let them bypass. But I'm pretty sure they're going to give them a pass to go because it's going to be Roman Reigns' 999th day, or he'll make the 1,000-day mark as champion by that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Since Vince showed up with his fucking porn raping mustache, they've hit a few bumps and damn near ran roadblocks after WrestleMania night 1. They're like going down the same road as AEW right now. So I have one more topic on my side. Since I was so excited to bring up the name NXT, I thought, you know what? Let's just do a quick prediction. They will do another USA special next week. NXT Spring Break in the second annual. It's not a Premier Live event. It's on a Tuesday night for free on the USA Network. Their next Premier Live event isn't until Memorial Day weekend. It's actually the day after Night of Champions, the same night as Double or Nothing. So I'm probably going to be watching both shows at the same time. But this is just a quick prediction of NXT Spring Break. And I know you said you watch NXT now every Tuesday, right?
Whenever I can, yeah.
Okay. Now, they have 7 matches on the card, but we're only going to predict 6 because one match, there's a superstar making her debut, Oba Femi. If I think I said her name right. She hasn't had an opponent named yet, so we're going to skip that one. But I think she'll win her debut match. That's all I'm going to say. But we got a mixed tag match that I think is going to be funny. We got Brooks Jensen and Kiana James taking on Josh Briggs and Fallon Henley. So Briggs and Jensen, or Brooks and Dunn, whatever you want to call them, they're not getting along. And the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions are not getting along. So we're getting a mixed tag. Could be a worst match of the night candidate, but I think I want to see this. So who you got? Jensen and James or Briggs and Henley?
I'm going to go with Brooks Jensen and Kiana James.
Me too. See what happens there. Then we get Lyra Valkyria versus Cora Jade 1-on-1.
This is going to be a good one, but Cora Jade just came back not long ago, so I think she'll walk away with the win.
I like how Lyra appeared like a female Undertaker, issuing a challenge to Cora, but I'm gonna give Cora Jade this win. I do like Cora Jade. I don't like her boyfriend. Fuck him. Then we get a triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. Indy Hartwell defends against now Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton.
So I would have went with this person when they had Stand and Deliver, but I'm going to go with them this time. I think Indy drops it, and I think she drops it to Tiffany Stratton. I think that this is one who could be looked at as the face of the women's division on NXT. But I do think sooner or later with the draft coming up that Roxanne will be called up, and I could even see Indy being called up. She's been in NXT far too long, and I believe she's the only one of the way that's not on the main roster yet. So I could really see her being called up. So put that strap on Tiffany Stratton, man. Just let her roll with it.
I'm going to pick Indy Hartwell to retain, and it sucks not picking Roxanne Perez because I love her so much, and I'm starting to grow in on Tiffany Stratton. She kind of changed her gimmick finally, and she's very attractive right now, but I got Indy retaining. All right, then we got your favorite tag team in NXT, Pretty Deadly. They're going to take on the family, Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stats Lorenzo, in a trunk match. Now, if I'm going to guess, I'm going to assume a trunk match is something similar like a last ride match. I'm going to assume you win by putting your opponents in the trunk of a car and close the door, and they drive off. I'm going to assume that's what a trunk match is.
I guess. I'm not sure.
So, you got Kit Wilson and Elton Prince, so you got Tony D and Stacks.
So as much as I like Pretty Deadly, I think their gimmick is fantastic. I think they're both very entertaining. I'm gonna go with Tony D'Angelo and Stacks. I think they take the win.
Yep, me too. I'm picking the family. I love Tony D. Then we got Andre Chase versus Braun Breaker.
I think Braun Breaker is gonna destroy him. Like it's not even close.
Braun is gonna squash match. I'll be surprised if Andre hangs in there and they actually go a decent time, but Braun's going to squash him, and then he's going to go after the NXT Championship at Battleground. And then in our main event, two of my top favorites in NXT going one-on-one. Carmelo Hayes defends the NXT Championship against Grayson Waller.
It's going to be a fantastic match, but Carmelo Hayes, just wanted that Stand and Deliver. I don't see them pulling the title off of him anytime soon. He's going to roll with that title for a while. So I'm going with Carmelo Hayes. He's going to prove why he is him, and he's going to win against Grayson Waller.
I'm going with him also. Carmelo retains. He'll hang on to it a while, but don't count Grayson Waller out. He'll be a future NXT champion down the road. He could be the one to dethrone him in the future. They'll cross paths again. And I like how their logo just blends with our background.
It really does. I never noticed that. Wow.
I love that. So
same here.
All right, moving on.
So it sucks I have to end my topics, and I should say our topics, because this is the last topic of the night before we wrap things up. But I want to talk about someone that has brought a lot of headaches to us, and by taking down our favorite superstars, and by our, I mean my favorite superstars, because he has won championships from each of them, and I'm talking about Goldberg. And the reason why I'm bringing up Goldberg is because some reports are coming out saying that he is not going to get his retirement match from the WWE like he was promised. So now he's going to go on some 4-city retirement tour or whatever to finally get the retirement match that he deserves. Something that WWE won't give him. Now, it's hard to pick sides with this one. For one, I'm not a Goldberg fan by any means. He took down Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship, and another one he took down was The Fiend, when The Fiend, I feel like, was at his hottest, and he took him down with ease, which really sucked. So for one, I'm not going to fully say Goldberg is at fault here, because if he was promised a retirement match by WWE, then I feel like that Vince needs to own up to it and let him have his retirement match. Whether he wins or loses, I think he deserves one. He's put in so much work for WCW, for WWE. He's done a lot. I mean, yeah, I mean, he has shown his age over the years, hasn't been putting on great matches and whatnot, but he is still a Hall of Famer, and he still has put in so much work for each company that he has worked for. Now, am I excited for this whole 4 city, retirement tour? Hell fucking no, I'm not. It's gonna be stupid. He's gonna go squash some no name, and he's gonna get whatever Ric Flair got in his last match, and it's gonna be all surrounded around sorry, Goldberg. So I'm not into this tour. I think Vince McMahon needs to own up and give him something that he was promised, because it's a horrible look for Vince to not give a Hall of Famer something that he was already promised. So Marcus, I want your take on this with Goldberg. I've seen this the other day, and I was struggling to find a third topic for our stream. And I see this, I'm like, yeah, I really got to talk about this on the stream, and it's ugly.
Why? Well, are they going to really give him this Ric Flair treatment? You had your retirement match, buddy. You got beat by our tribal chief in fucking Saudi Arabia. Acknowledge the guy. That was your retirement match. The match we shouldn't have got at WrestleMania. Thank God we didn't get it. You could thank and one reason I'll thank the pandemic for happening is not getting a Goldberg Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania. Even if it was in front of a live audience, it would have sucked, and I definitely would have picked Roman to beat Goldberg. And people believed if that would have happened, he would have definitely been 1,000 days as Universal Champion, and he'd have already lost to Cody at WrestleMania. I've heard also people talk about that, saying if the pandemic wouldn't have happened, Roman's would have had his 3-year reign started a few months early, and he'd already been over 1,000 days, and he'd have lost to Cody at WrestleMania this year. But I don't know. Goldberg is just that special no more. Oh, you were about to say something? I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. So if he was given a retirement match for WWE, who does he face?
Me in 2K23, which we already did that at the Royal Rumble. I did a title versus career, and I retained my undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Goldberg. Beat him in like 5 minutes.
But realistically speaking, like anyone in that locker room right now, who would face Goldberg?
Have another match with Roman, I'm guessing. Not Brock Lesnar.
I was gonna say Brock. Yeah.
Not Cody. I wouldn't mind against somebody he never faced, but no, not Cody. Somebody he never faced, maybe Seth Rollins, but no, I'm gonna say Roman Reigns. You could say Brock, I'm gonna say Roman.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you Brock. Yeah.
But if he gets this tour, don't put it on pay-per-view like Ric Flair did, and then your main event is a freaking tag match with you and your dumbass son against Rey Mysterio and his dumbass son. If they get along by the end, that would be horrible.
I know.
Gonna probably be against, like, I don't know, somebody from WCW that could still go, or maybe someone from WWE that could still go. I don't. I think it's a stupid idea. I definitely won't order that one if they end up giving him the Ric Flair treatment.
Yeah, me either. It's pretty rough. I ordered Ric Flair's last match because of the card. The card was pretty decent. I was not looking forward to seeing Ric Flair have a near heart attack in the ring. I was not in for it. I know Goldberg's different. Goldberg is a little more in shape than Ric Flair is. If he does do this whole 4-city tour or whatever, like, is everything going to be a show that you have to order? Because if so, I'm not going to order all of them. I won't even order the final one.
I wouldn't. You already wasted your money on the Ric Flair one. Don't do it for the Goldberg one.
I did waste my money, and I've wasted my money on a lot of stuff, but that was a horrible waste of money right there.
Me too. I waste money all the time. Don't worry.
Yeah, I do too. With sports betting, as of late, I've been wasting so much money. I haven't won a bet since LSU won a national championship against Iowa, and that says a lot right there.
I don't fuck with FanDuel no more. I've learned my lesson after downloading it the first day. I don't win shit. Tino's timing that. What's up, Tino? Anyhow, the only thing I gotta say is, I know they started this on Monday, You don't even have to tell me how many series is. Just give me a winner, because right now the Stanley Cup playoffs, they're already going game 2, and the rest of them will start game 3 tomorrow and whatnot. As of right now, Tampa Bay Lightning got the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tampa Bay is up 1-0 in the series, but look like it's fixing to tie it with Maple Leafs up 6-1 at the end of the second period. But who you got winning this series? And if you want to throw how many games, feel free. It's up to you. But who wins that one? The Tampa Bay Lightning or the Toronto Maple Leafs?
I'm gonna go Tampa.
I'm gonna go with the Maple Leafs. It's just I don't really give it. Tampa Bay is like one of them teams like, oh, y'all won back to back, and they think they're better than everybody else because no one done that in a long ass time. All right, then you got the New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils. They're tied right now in the second period, but the Rangers take a 1-0 lead in the series.
I'm gonna go with the New Jersey Devils simply because I absolutely hate the Rangers for taking Patrick Kane from us. So I kind of hold that little bit of a grudge with them, even though we willingly traded Patrick Kane to the Rangers. So I'm gonna go with the Devils simply because of that reason. I know nothing about either team, but just because of that, I'm gonna go with New Jersey.
I'm gonna take the Rangers, but I might say this could go 7 games. It's like I think they're a rival, so. I think it could go 7 games. And then you got the Seattle Kraken, their second season in the NHL, and I think this is their first year in the playoffs. I don't remember them going in the playoffs last year. And their very first playoff game, I don't know how rigged that is, but they took down the defending Stanley Cup champions in game 1 in fucking Denver. Probably the wildest and the best crowd in the NHL right now because they sing all the small things. But I had them sweeping the Kraken, but it ain't happening no more. But who's going to win this series?
So it would be cool to see the NHL's newest team take down the defending Stanley Cup champions with the Avalanche. I don't see it happening, though. I think the Avalanche, they finally wake up from their game 1 loss to the Kraken, and they eventually defeat the Kraken.
Well, say it ain't so. I will not go. No, Avalanche. Man, someone said that the Kraken was going to make it all the way to the Stanley Cup and lose. I don't think they get past the first round. I got the Avalanche.
Yeah.
Don't worry, if you ain't gonna hurt my feelings on this one, or if not. But the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Winnipeg Jets, and yes, the Jets upset the Golden Knights in Game 1. So that meant the top 2 teams in the West were upset in Game 1 the other night. But who you got winning this series? Winnipeg or Vegas?
I mean, it doesn't matter if they were upset or not. I still think Vegas does take this series.
Yep, I agree. I don't know how many games. Probably 5, maybe 6. That's how they play. And then 4 more games. So we got the Carolina Hurricanes, who now take a 2-0 lead in their series against the New York Islanders.
I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes. You know, they're already up 2-0. They had an overtime victory last night. No, I think that's gonna be too much for the Islanders to overcome.
Yeah, I didn't realize how good the Hurricanes really were. I thought this could be a hell of a series, but they have a chance to sweep this team. But real quick, you know what I didn't even realize too was that they were another franchise team that switched cities. Like, remember how the Thunder came from Seattle? They were the Seattle Supersonics, and then they moved. Okay, so back in the day, and I used to shit talk this city, especially for hosting a WrestleMania, but there used to be a professional hockey team in Hartford, Connecticut. They were called the Whalers, and they left Hartford in like 96 or 97, and they relocated to Raleigh, North Carolina, and became the Hurricanes.
Oh.
That's just like that baseball team in Montreal that I completely forgot about. Everyone loved that fucking team for some reason. They loved that logo, and they moved out of Montreal and they relocated to DC and became the Nationals. And now the Blue Jays are the remaining. I didn't even know Canada had 2 MLB teams back in the day, but yeah, they had the Blue Jays, and then they had that team in Montreal, whatever they were called.
Mm-hmm.
But this one here, I'm actually shocked this one's tied. I figured this was going to be a clean sweep, but we got the Boston Bruins versus the Florida Panthers. And I was this close saying I was this close saying the Carolina Panthers, but no, the Florida Panthers.
So, kind of a spoiler. I got the Bruins winning it all. So that says a lot right there about this series.
Yeah, there's a chance Boston might win 2 consecutive championships in the same month. They did it before. I think they can do it again because I have the Boston Celtics winning the NBA Finals, and I have the Boston Bruins winning the Stanley Cup. If they play if they play Vegas in the finals, of course I'm gonna root for Vegas. But Boston's so fucking good right now. But I also kind of have a Avalanche Bruins Stanley Cup Finals also. Like the defending champs go back to the finals to play the best team in the NHL right now. So the Bruins win it in 5 and they win it all. I've been enjoying this series, but the Dallas Stars against the Minnesota Wild.
I'm gonna take the Dallas Stars. As much as I despised them, I'll still go with Dallas.
I'm going with Eli's team, the Minnesota Wild. Fuck Dallas, Texas. I hate that whole shitty. I hate all their teams, especially the Cowboys. All right, one last game. We got the Edmonton Oilers against the Los Angeles Kings. And I fucking hate that team too, but series tied 1-1 right now. But
I'm gonna go with Edmonton.
Going with the Oilers, so am I. So before we close out, I'm going to hand it off to you. We actually have a nice, not no groundbreaking announcement like Tony Khan would say, but we do have a huge announcement that involves, if you want to call it both an audio and a live stream, or if we're just doing an audio, but I'm going to hand it off to you. We got a big announcement on an upcoming guest, and it's going to be a good one. I can't wait to do this one, and I'm going to do my homework over the weekend and get my questions ready, but take it away.
So first of all, I'm so excited that I already even have my questions. I have all of them already typed up, ready to go for next week. It's going to be audio, but it won't be a live stream. It's going to be an actual YouTube video I'm going to edit and upload as the same day as the audio. But I did my work with this one, and this dates all the way back to January around the Royal Rumble when the talk started. I even let you in on it that I was talking to this person. And whenever I finally booked this person, I shared it with a very few amount of people in our group chat on Twitter. So we will be welcoming in a 30-plus year veteran, I think at 33 years, if my numbers are correct. He is a WWE legend. He is one of the greatest to ever put on the black and white stripes. And I'm talking about Mike Chioda. Is going to be coming on our show next Monday for an interview, and it will be dropping next Thursday. That will replace our live stream next week because of the NFL draft. So it will be uploaded at noon Central on Thursday. So be on the lookout for a very fantastic interview. I have talked with Mike on the phone already. We have been texting back and forth, trying to get a set of time for the interview.
Look at you.
And
talking with celebrities.
It's going to happen. Yeah, he actually called me. We were on our way to Texas. Yeah.
Remember, Buff Bagwell called me. Now Mike Chioda called you. So I like now you welcome to the getting a phone call from a celebrity train. Tino's excited. Absolutely. I'm excited too. Now remember, people, it's gonna be it's not gonna be live, so I'm gonna laugh when the comments pop up and be like, ask him this, ask him that. I'm like, we did this on Monday.
Well, it's going to be a little different. It's a YouTube video, so it won't be a live chat that's going to be coming in. It's going to be just a regular YouTube video people can comment their feedback on, but it won't be a live chat to where it's going to be popping up there in our show. So it's going to be recorded on Monday. We got him for 7 Central on Monday evening. I'll do my work with the editing, the video editing, and both audio and video will be available at noon Central on Thursday. So it's going to replace our live stream. So don't be expecting us to be on here at 7 p.m. Central on next Thursday because we will be busy with the NFL draft. So that's going to be replacing our Thursday episode. So be on the lookout. We have a really good one. I already have all my questions ready for him. I'm excited for it. I've been having my questions ready for a while because I knew the booking was coming at some point. So whenever the phone call came in from him in January, we kind of discussed when the episode was going to happen. And he said it could be around Mania time. It could be after Mania. He wasn't sure. So I got with him before Mania. He said he couldn't do it just yet. And then I got with him a little after Mania, and that's when we were able to put all the pieces together for the interview, and it's finally happening. So everyone be on the lookout. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I was on my way to San Antonio for the Royal Rumble when you told me that. And you always send me that suspicious message like, call me when you can. I need to talk. Nothing bad or anything. And I'm like, yeah, it's probably bad. And then you were like, so I got some great news. Just don't say nothing. Keep this between us. But I'm working on getting an interview with Mike Chioda. And I remember I hollered, holy fucking shit, in the goddamn Bucky store. He told me that shit. Is Jordan joining us for that too, or it's just you? Oh, good. I'm glad he's joining us.
No. Jordan's not joining us for it. My audio was a little delayed right there, but no, he won't because it's the day before his gallbladder surgery, so he has to prep for that. So it's just gonna be me and you.
Oh, damn, he missed the Clark Connors interview, and now he's missing Mike Chioda.
Yeah, it sucks, but he'll watch it when it comes out on Thursday, and he may even be backstage on the StreamYard just watching us do it right there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like the Clark Connor one. Thank you, Tino. Appreciate it. Yeah, kind of like the Clark Connors one. That one was just like how we're gonna do the Mike Chioda one. We recorded it and released it as a like a live stream the day the audio was released. So it's gonna be just like how we did the Clark Connors one. And I know we got another wrestler coming on soon. I forgot his name. You had to reschedule it with our hectic schedules, but we got a guy that was trained by the Briscoes, and he's working indie shows right now. And you know more about him than I do.
Yeah, his name is Ty Awesome. He trained with the Briscoes. He was really close to the Briscoes, so I know the passing of Jay really hit him hard. I got him on Facebook. So whenever we do welcome him in, it's going to be fun, and just like every interview, it's going to be a blast.
Yeah, and be on the lookout. It'll be released either tomorrow or Saturday, but we did a nostalgia episode. It was Dylan's turn to pick, and he picked Backlash 2004. We talked mainly about the no holds barred match with Mick Foley or Cactus Jack versus Randy Orton. We talked about the big WrestleMania rematch of the Triple Threat. We talked about Eugene. But it was a fun one, and we got two more nostalgias coming up next month. I'm picked New Year's Revolution 2005 because WWE's going back to Puerto Rico, and I gave Dylan the option. I was like, pick either a Judgment Day or a Night of Champions. We're also going to do in the month of May. Still hasn't decided yet, but I can tell you in June, when June comes, I'm doing Vengeance 05, and Dylan picked Great American Bash 2004. So have you decided on your one you're going to do for next month?
Not yet.
What you got? Oh, not yet. Okay. I'll be on the lookout. We'll probably announce it down the road. But that's all I have for today. Last call. You have any final words? All right. Well, you can find the podcast on Twitter at Worldly Pod. We're also on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, on Instagram, and Facebook. You can watch all our live streams, including this one, powered by StreamYard, anytime on demand on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page. Again, our proud sponsors, Be Better. Go to w.gg, type in our code WorldlyPod to get % off. And our other sponsor, 80s Tees, you go to 80stees.com and type in World Elite as our promo code to get 30% off. Again, free and available wherever you get your podcasts. You can subscribe to us on any audio platform. Just give us a 5-star rating and review. But I mean, we're everywhere from iHeartRadio to Spotify, Google Pod, Spreaker. We're everywhere. But this is Worldly Podcast from Dylan and I. Thank you again for tuning in this week. We'll actually see you guys in 2 weeks because remember, we got the NFL draft next week. I'll probably fall out with Driving to the Top. But it'll be 2 weeks before we have another actual live stream, and it's going to be a Backlash prediction show. So that's going to be on Star Wars Day. So I don't know if I'm going to dress like I'm going to the beach or I'm going to dress as a fucking Star Wars character. I still ain't decided, but it's going to be the Hostly Trio, and we're going to have Katie Kinsey, baby, as our guest from She Elite. to predict No, oh shit! Almost said it. Almost said WrestleMania Backlash. That's not a thing no more. No, we're gonna predict Backlash. God damn it, Cody. But that will do it. Thank you. Good night. Enjoy your weekend, fellas. Enjoy the playoffs. Enjoy your wrestling.
There's nothing to fear along the way. There's nothing I could say.